Hello, this is a follow-up to the Deutsche Bank silver and gold mining portfolio blog post from earlier this week. I wanted to show the growth of the portfolio since December 31st, 2016. Now, before we get started, just remember that this is not Deutsche Bank's proprietary holdings of gold and silver mining shares, but they're investment managers. And there's a list of them in the blog post of the Deutsche Bank entities. This is not the same as the Swiss National Bank owning gold and silver mining shares for its own account, which you can also see over at smallgold.com. Okay, so Deutsche Bank and its investment managers grew its gold and silver mining portfolio in 2016 about 50% in terms of the number of shares that it added. And I've included a chart here. We can go through them and see what they've added and by how much. Their largest addition by percentage is First Majestic. They started the year at the end of 2015 with only 500,000 shares, and by June 30th, 2016, they were up to about 2.6 million shares, or a 406% gain in overall shares. So I want to go through the top 14 holdings of the Deutsche Bank related affiliate investment managers and show you how they've increased their share holdings. I'm not counting the value of the portfolio went up far more than 50% because of the price of the gold and silver shares, but they added additional shares to the portfolio, which is more significant than just the portfolio growing because of the increase in the price of gold and silver shares. So let's take a look. I'll make this bigger. Newmont Mining is their largest holding, and I've color coded these. This blue color means that at the end of 2016, their shares have grown 16% through June 30th, 2016, but they had declined, as you can see, from 5.375 million to 4.8 million at the end of the first quarter. So it hasn't gone up in a straight line. Deutsche Bank affiliated investment managers had 5.3 million shares of Newmont at the end of the year. They went down to 4.8 million, but then they went back up at the end of June 30th. So you can't count on them just buying and holding. They may sell, take some profits, and then buy back in, which it looks like what they did with Newmont. They did the same with Goldcore. The shares holdings of Goldcore are up 16% since the end of the year through June 30th, but they also sold off by the end of the first quarter to 7.3 million, but then they ratcheted it right back up to 10.4 million. Agnico Eagle Mines, they did the same thing. Eldorado Gold and Tahoe Resources. Those 5 companies all are up on a percentage basis in the number of shares they hold since the end of the year as of June 30th, but they did have a minor dip, or in some cases a pretty significant dip in the first quarter. The ones in black here are ones that went straight up. So as at the end of the year, Barrick, they were 7.3 million, and they are now, or as of June 30th, 11.1 million, and they grew from 7.3 million to 7.8 at the end of the first quarter, then all the way up to 11.1 million. Franco-Nevada has gone straight up from less than a million to 1.1 million to 1.63 million. Silver Wheaton also straight up 4.3 million to 5.2 million to 5.7 million. Pan American Silver 2.2 million to 2.2 million to 3.5 million. A big increase coming in between the first and second quarters. First Majestic, as we mentioned at the top of the show, went from 500,000 all the way up to 2.5 or 2.6 million as of June 30th. But even after the first quarter, they were only at 1.6 million, so they increased another 50% just from the first quarter to the second quarter. Kinross Gold and Yamana Gold in red show that they not only are down year over year, but they also actually went up from the end of the year to the first quarter, but then went right back down. So Kinross Gold was at 11.2 million at the end of 2015. Then they went up to 12.5 million, but then back down to 11. Yamana Gold did the same thing. They were at about 16 million at the end of the year. They went up to 16.9 million at the end of the first quarter. Then they moved down to 13.8 million. And then Royal Gold is basically is down since the end of the year through June 30th. They actually went down also in the first quarter, and they edged slightly back up in the second quarter. And Buenaventura, that's one that has been down, but also went down in the first quarter, but has inched up in the second quarter. All in all, over the past year, there were 10 of the top 14. 10 of them are up in total shareholdings, and 4 of them are down, for an average increase of about 48% in the number of shares. And since the second quarter, 12 of them are up, and only 2 of them are down, with an average increase of 23% more shares. Sign up for Small Gold updates. You can get these updates emailed to you directly. And also, you can sign up for Small Gold here. It's important to have a Small Gold subscription it's important to have a YouTube subscription, but you never know when you might get closed out of YouTube. And if you have a Small Gold subscription, you can stay in contact that way. So thanks again for listening. Further reading, you can check out the entire Deutsche Bank portfolio at this link. You could check out the Swiss National Bank's gold and silver mining portfolio holdings, and then also some interesting information on Deutsche Bank's recent settlements in both gold and silver price manipulation. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.